In this video, I want to demonstrate how we work with data in Statistics 10. And you can see I've opened up the Statistics 10 program, and I have a spreadsheet, just like you see if you open up an Excel or anything else. And you can see it's just a bunch of open cells, putting the cursor in there, and I can't really do anything. I'm hitting some letters and some numbers, and nothing's happening because statistics isn't yet ready to receive some data. And what I'd like to do in this video is to show you the three different ways that we're going to work with data. First, I'm going to show you how we enter data. So let's say you are entering the data for a data set that you've collected. Then I'm going to go and show you how to import data from other types of data sets, like Excel data sets, which we do commonly. And then lastly, I'll show you how to open and close statistics data sets. Once we have a data set that we've entered or that we've imported, we'll save it as a statistics data set, and it'll be really easy to work with at that point. So initially, we want to enter some data. So let's say you're collecting some data on a student, and let's say you have three variables that you're working with. And initially, we'll say that two of those are quantitative. So let's say you're the student, you're going to enter their age and their GPA. And then the third variable is maybe their name. Okay, it's a qualitative variable, and so we're going to treat those differently within statistics. Sometimes we only work with quantitative data, sometimes we only work with qualitative data. Here I want to show you how to work with both types. And so what we're going to do is go up to the data menu, and we're going to go to where it says it's insert, and we're going to choose insert variables. And this is going to allow us to tell statistics what the variable names are. And so let's say I'm going to put the name of the student, I'm going to put their age, and I'm going to put their GPA. And so, oops, GPA, not S. And so we put those variable names in there. And the way statistics works, it's going to assume that you're working with numbers until you tell it that you're not. And in our example, the age and GPA, those are definitely numbers. But the name variable here, that's not a number. So we have to differentiate that. We have to tell statistics to allow for characters. And the way we do it is to use this S letter and then put some number. And I'm going to put 15. And what that S refers to is it's what statistics calls it a string variable, and we're going to allow up to 15 characters for the name of the person. If you're only working with quantitative data, you don't need any S15s. But because we're working with a name variable in this case, we do. You don't want to put the S designation after the age or the GPA, because as soon as you designate a variable as a string variable, you're not going to be able to do any quantitative analysis on it. And so in this case, we would do it just for the name variable, the age and the GPA we would leave without any designation, and we're going to hit OK. And then statistics opens up a spreadsheet. Now you notice the age and the GPA have missing values here. It's expecting numbers. The name is blank. It's expecting characters. And so I'll say the first person's name was Paul. I'm just entering the name, and I'm tabbing. Maybe he's 23 years old, and I'll hit enter. And maybe his GPA was 3.52. And now I'm going to hit the down arrow. Lots of ways of moving around. I'm hitting the arrows right now. Tab works, enter works, and then maybe Sue is 21, and she's got a 3.6. And then Mark, we're going to make him a real smart student. He's slightly older. We'll make him a nice 35, and he, of course, has 3.98 because all Marks are smart. And you continue, and you're going to enter all your data. And that's how you enter data in statistics. It's pretty straightforward. If you aren't comfortable working in statistics and you are comfortable working in Excel, you can always enter your data in Excel and then copy and paste it over. It's very easy to copy and paste. The only thing you got to be careful about is make sure your variable names are pretty simple. Don't put any spaces. If you have name, age, GPA, but if you have that'll work fine. If you have name of student, statistics doesn't know what to do with those spaces. So just make it pretty straightforward, but you should be able to copy and paste. And then we're going to go ahead and we would save this data set, and it'll save it as a statistics file. And that's how you enter the data within statistics. All right, so let me get out of here. Now the next thing I want to do, I'll save it. And I'm going to go and I'm just going to put it on my desktop here, and I'm going to, I thought I was going to put it on my desktop. There we go. Okay. And I'll call this the example. That's the example data set. And you can see in statistics right here, it's going to save it with an SX designation. Okay, so I have an example that's sitting on my desktop right now, an example data set. All right, if I want to open that, I'm going to open it, and I'm going to go to my desktop, and oh, you can see it right here. And so all I have to do is open it up. And so once I have it saved as a statistics data set, all I have to do is open that up. Okay, so that's really the second. I guess I said I was going to do 3, and I told you I was going to import second. But that's the second thing I wanted to show you in this video. The third thing I want to show you in this video is how to import. A lot of data comes to us in Excel data sets, and maybe you've created an Excel data set that you want to open. Well, the way that we do that is we go to the File menu. Let's see if I can get the cursor there. There we go. We come down to Import, and we import an Excel file. And then we're going to go and look for one. So let's see, where do I have an Excel data set? Oh, I know where I have an Excel data set. So I'm going to go to Documents. I'm going to go to my university stuff. I'm going to go to Textbook Data Sets. And let's go to Chapter 6. I'm going to choose what's called the Diamond data set. I'm going to go in there and get that. And I'm going to open that up. And it's going to ask me, because it's going to be listed, it's going to have some variable names. It's going to ask me, what do you want to do with the variable names? Now, I can actually tell statistics what to use for those variable names, but usually you can just read them and just hit OK. And there you have the data. Now, I want to check one thing. Okay, I'm going to say that, get rid of that. Let's go and try to import a different Excel data set. And I'm going to choose the latest edition of Excel, I think is 2010. Let's go and open up that one and see what it does. It does it fine. One of the older editions of statistics had trouble with the newer versions of Excel. But this edition of statistics apparently is working fine. And so we can enter data by hand, which sometimes we need to do for projects that we do in class. We can import data that's already been saved in Excel format. Or once it's saved as a statistics data set, all we have to do is open it. And so that's how we work with data within statistics. Hopefully that makes sense. And it's easy for you. So long.